What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take a look at NBA lightweight champion Ike Williams, who fought out of Trenton, New Jersey. Ike Williams became the NBA lightweight champion when he knocked out Juan Zarita in 2 rounds. Fought him in Mexico City. Ike Williams would take home the NBA lightweight championship strap. Very proud man was Ike Williams. And that belt would become vacated by Sammy Ingot. So it gave Ike Williams an opportunity to fight for a vacated title, and that was against Juan Zarita. Ike Williams would take on great fighters such as Bout, fought him 3 times. All 3 classic fights. And if you think that was some fight, when he took on Bob Montgomery out of Philadelphia, that was a fight. My God. He faced Juan Zarita, Rob Zanelli, and Gene Burton, and Gil Turner. Gil Turner was out of Philadelphia. He was some fighter. I have him one of my greatest Philadelphia fighters to watch. But Ike Williams would take on Johnny Bratton out of Chicago. He was a welterweight. Became the NBA welterweight championship title holder. When he took on New Jersey's Charlie Fusari, was for the vacant NBA welterweight championship strap. It was vacated by the great Sugar Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson had moved up to the middleweight division because he wanted to take on the Bronx Bull, Jake LaMotta. Those 2 men would face each other 2 separate occasions in 1943. Once in 1942. But in 1951, it would be considered the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. You see, that would be the only time that Jake LaMotta would be knocked out. It was in the 13th round against the great Sugar Ray Robinson. But Johnny Bratton was born September 9, 1927, Little Rock, Arkansas. He died August 15, 1993. He was 65 years of age at the time of his death, and he would reside in Chicago, Illinois. As for Ike Williams, he was born August 2nd, 1920 in Brunswick, Georgia. He died September 5th, 1994. He was 71 years of age at the time of his death, and he would reside in Trenton, New Jersey. He stood 5 foot 9 inches. He was a lightweight and had a 68-inch reach. Fought from 1940 to 1955. Had a fighting career record of 154 total bouts, 126 wins, 61 knockouts, 24 losses, and he was stopped 6 times. Now, Juan Zarita was an outstanding fighter, very underrated. But when Ike Williams faced Bojack, he faced him July 12, 1948, knocking him out in 6 rounds, and that was some fight. Because both men were putting up a good effort. But it wasn't until the 6th round when Bojack had the audacity to uplift the root of Ike Williams' tooth with an outstanding bolo punch. Ike Williams had turned on the pressure, taken Bojack to the ropes, introduced him to a 48-punch combination, slid him to the corner, and he looked at the referee, almost pleading him, stop this fight. Because the man is hopeless at this point. Referee would move from side to side around Ike Williams. And that gave the sign to Ike Williams to go ahead and finish business. And the combinations that he would put on Bojack in that corner, my God, had Bojack's head moving from side to side, up and down like a piñata. His arms got cooked on the ropes. Bojack couldn't move. The only thing holding him up was the fact that his arms were hooked on the ropes. One of the most brutal lightweight fights of all times. The only thing close to that I can think of would be between Carlos Ortiz and a young man out of Philadelphia. Amazing. Next fight took place April 9th, 1955, 10-round draw. But Ike Williams wasn't satisfied with that. Took place in Bell Auditorium, Augusta, Georgia. And Bojack was dropped twice. It was considered a draw. Ike Williams didn't like that, so August 12, 1955. He would take on Bojack once again. This time would be a technical knockout because the corner of Bojack would not allow Bojack out of his corner. And that would be about the end for both men. As for Johnny Bratton, he was born September 9, 1927, as I stated. He would take on fighters such as Gene Spencer 3 times. 2 wins and 1 loss. Melvin Johnson defeated him in 8 rounds. Cleo Shane, 1 win, 1 draw. Chalky Wright. He was a former featherweight champion of the world. He would win his title from Joey Archibald and lose it to Willie Pep. Johnny Bratton would lose to Albert Chalky Wright. Would take on Willie Joyce, defeating him twice in 10-round affairs. Sammy Angott lose to him in 10 rounds. In his backyard, Chicago. Lost 2 10-round bouts to Gene Burton in Chicago. Now here's the thing. He lost an 8-round technical knockout to Bojack. Because Johnny Bratton would take on Bojack. He would fight with a broken jaw. January 20th, 1946. 69-9-1. Hall of Fame lightweight champion, Ike Williams. Coliseum Arena, New Orleans, Louisiana. Johnny Bratton would lose in 8 rounds because his corner stopped the bout. Johnny Bratton fought the whole fight with a broken jaw. Chicago Stadium. I'm not making this up. March 14th, 1951. Defeats New Jersey's Charlie Fusari for the vacant NBA welterweight championship crown. 6,954 spectators had witnessed a classic. Referee was Tommy Gilmore. May 18th, 1951, he would lose 15 rounds to Kid Gavilan. And you want to know how he lost? You guessed it. From the 1st to the 5th round, he was doing great. But his jaw broke in the 5th round, and he fought from the 15th round to the final bout with a broken jaw. Kid Gavilan would become the brand new welterweight champion of the world. He would give Johnny Bratton a second opportunity. November 28th, 1951. He would draw with him in 10 rounds. And that broken jaw was not quite healed. But once again, he would continue to the final bell. Now, I met Johnny Bratton. I met Ike Williams, and I met Kid Gavilan. Johnny Bratton had an imposter, New York's Madison Square Garden. And he got away with that for 6 months. All the benefits that goes along with being a former champion. You see, fighters like this, what keeps the game going. Because you never knew what you were going to get at a Johnny Bratton fight. Ike Williams, Bojack, or Kid Gavilan for that matter. I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series, stating all great fights and all great fighters would never be forgotten on my channel. I want to take this time to salute Kid Gavilan, Johnny Bratton, Ike Williams, and Bojack. Hall of Fame fighters. Well deserved. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Until next time. Peace.